There's quite a few things to do this month of July, particularly after last month's rain. So there's a lot of strimming to do and a lot of tidying up. But one of the things I've really got to look at is my brassicas. Is it slugs? Is it snails? What is it? It's both those. I've caught slugs and I've caught snails. But there's something else eating them. And on a closer inspection, I saw this. Well, that's what I've got. I've got diamond-backed moth infestation. Oh dear. A trick this caterpillar has is that when it detects any movement of the leaves, it casts down a thread, slips down to the ground, stays there. When the vibrations have stopped, climbs back up to the top again. Amazing. I try and keep on top of the weeding, but after a long period of rain we have problems on this site with bindweed, so now's the time to dig it out. But I know I'm going to leave a little bed in and it'll grow back again. The showers of rain don't last long, and I've made myself a little corner in the toolbox I can sit and wait it out till the rain passes by. Well, that's the runner bean bed sorted. Now I've cleared the broad beans, and now I've cleared the onions, and then moved on to the root beds, and that was a long hard day's weeding. And not forgetting the tomato plants, which they were done, and I also picked out the side shoots. And what's in it for me? Blisters. There's the new floor to the porch. The jam turned out alright, but I couldn't get the juice to set as a jelly. I probably didn't boil it hard enough, but it did make a delicious drink. Sunday it was back onto the plot where I started to clear for the next bed, but I first had to move the toolbox. After I'd emptied it, and then I made a shelf to put all the bits and bats on. The next area was dug over, which was hard and difficult, mainly because of all the weeds and the roots from the hedge, and of course that dreaded bindweed which is in there, which is why I burnt the rubbish, because if you just leave it in, or if it goes into the compost heap, it stays there and it starts to grow again. Clearing this area of potatoes has now given me an area of land where I can plant something, and I decided it's a good place to plant some lettuce. The whole purpose of planting potatoes in these raised beds was to improve the soil, because I normally grow my potatoes in bags, and I wanted to use my 5-fingered trowel. There it is, my 5-fingered trowel. It's a good one. All planted, and now give them a good drink. I now had to net them, and it made me think I should really be making some environmental frames. I promised myself to do this, because these nets that I do aren't very practical. Weather forecast for Wednesday was heavy showers in the afternoon, so I went to the allotment and harvested some beans for lunch. It was my idea that for the roof of my porch I would use slates. I didn't want heavy tiles and I didn't want a plastic roof, so I bought some slating lats, and this is what I intended to use for making the environmental frames. I looked through Muddy Boots' videos and I drew out the information that he'd given me, and from this I worked out where I really needed. So I put my ideas onto paper, and this is what I came up with for some environmental frames that would fit my particular raised beds. With the leftover slating lats, I made a prototype frame which I then took to the allotment, which fitted into the bed quite nicely, so I was quite pleased with that. Of course, while I'm at the allotment, I did some work. I cleared my cabbage bed and also sifted the ash from the fire within there, and positioned the frame into place. Here's a shot at the end of the day. The frame's in place, and I've also set the cabbages in the cabbage patch. Friday morning, beautiful day, sun shining, butterfly in the cabbage cage. Oh dear. I got rid of it, checked the cabbages over, scraped off any eggs, and returned back to digging the remaining bed. It's still hard work. It don't get any easier, doesn't digging. Well, that's the end of the first 2 weeks of July. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you've not already done so, and I look forward to your comments. Bye!